All right. Do you guys think 12 million is too much to pay the number one quarterback out of high school before you've even ever seen him take a snap? Um, he's 17 to pay a 17-year-old. I think it's pretty crazy how these valuations are going up so much, and these guys are just getting more and more out of high school before they even ever take a snap. We've only seen him play against kids, and majority of the kids he played against in high school are not going to be Division One. The guy I'm talking about is Bryce Underwood, and Michigan just gave him 12 million to to decommit from LSU and commit to them. So the deal is he gets $12 million, but they signed him to a 4-year deal, so he will be stuck there. So to me, this is like a huge risk reward play. They just released a video of him before the bowl game, in person, throwing the ball, and he threw a very beautiful ball. He's a big dude, big dude. He looks the part, he looks the part. I'll be honest. But the thing is, if he's not the part and Michigan just locked in $12 million over 4 years with this guy, then you're stuck with him. And, that'll be a very costly mistake they made. But I think that, in this day and age, I would give $12 million deal to a quarterback out the portal that I've seen play at the D1 level, that I've seen, play in a bigger conference, ACC, SEC, even a smaller conference. A guy like a Cam Ward, you've seen him in the Pac-12. He threw all those touchdowns, and then before that, he was at Incarnate Ward. Somebody saw him there and they were like, oh, this is a good guy. And they watched film against him against other, college guys. I even think you could probably poach a bigger level Big Ten or ACC or SEC quarterback with $12 million. Like, that's a lot of money. So it'll be interesting to see. And the way Michigan pulled this off is their NIL collective thing. Their top donor is a billionaire who runs like the Oracle Technology Healthcare Group. And so he has a lot of money, and he's pouring a lot of money into the program. And, Michigan's been winning lately. This year they had a bad year without Jim Harbaugh, but they didn't have a quarterback at all. So I understand why they went and got this guy and paid that money because, if you have the money, why not get the top quarterback out of high school when you only won 6 or 7 games this year because you didn't have a quarterback. You didn't have anyone established. And in the portal for the quarterback position, I don't know really who they could have got that, would it be worth $12 million. I don't think this cycle in the portal there was any quarterback worth that. But what you could do, is you could try to recruit a guy. They could have tried to recruit a guy for $12 million, and got him to come play for them. But on the flip side, this deal could be a steal because if he is as advertised, then he'll win a Heisman and he can win a national championship, maybe 2, be one of the greats. That's what they're saying about this kid. He's the number one player out of high school. So that $3 million could become a cheap deal. It could become a deal, that looks like, oh, they got a steal, because now in, say, 4 years, they're only paying him $3 million. And maybe by then, the NCAA and whatever, they're paying guys and other teams, they're paying guys $5 million a year, $10 million a year. You never know with inflation and how things are going. It could just go up and up. So they could be, having a good deal. And another thing I wanted to say, speaking on the NCAA and the NIL situation, I just think it's gotten a little out of control. I think pretty soon here you're going to have to implement a salary cap because this is looking like free agency every year. And now that guys are signing multi-year deals and we just see the numbers going up and up and up, he actually makes a lot more than a lot of NFL players. So it's like that's kind of crazy. So I think that the NCAA is going to implement that soon. I think if it's not this upcoming offseason, it'll be next year that they'll put in a salary cap because a lot of schools are going to go bankrupt soon if they don't because they really can't afford to pay a lot of these guys all this money. as we've seen before with the Florida situation with Jalen Rashada, they offered him, like $10 million, some really big amount. And when it came time to pay him the money and sign him on National Signing Day, they backed out and said, "Oh, we don't have the money, or we don't want to pay the money." So, things happen. And with these type of deals, Michigan definitely has the money, so that won't happen. And he's already on campus. He's already gotten his payment. But with other teams, I'm a Florida State fan, and I watched my team. We had the fifth highest NIL team, by how much we paid. I think our roster was worth like $12 million, $15 million. We paid DJU $1 million to be terrible. We paid our roster $12 million to win 2 games. So when you do that, other places, other teams, they take notice, because we went undefeated the year before. And then we went all in on the portal because we had a lot of, guys, a lot of seniors, a lot of NFL guys leaving. And everyone saw that we were on the, risk side where we failed. We took that L, and we won 2 games from our transfers. All of our transfers were not good for us. So, it's always a risk, with the NIL. But I'm excited to see this kid and to see, what happens, to see if Michigan can develop him in, to a good quarterback, a good NFL quarterback, to see where this goes. I just think that you gotta implement some kind of salary cap soon, guys. It's just getting out of hand. And if you're gonna be able to continue on with college football and traditions and not having guys, sit out half of the bowl games, then you're going to have to make a way for them to have to play more, want to play more. I do miss the days when, players had more passion and had more school pride. Like, this kid was just committed to LSU until a couple days ago, till they kept sending him more and more money Michigan was offering. And he was like, man, I got to take this, Who wouldn't take that money? You have to take that money. That's generational money right there. And so he was like, man, but I feel like his heart was still at LSU, but he knew he had to take that money. And he looked comfortable in practice. He looked comfortable throwing in Michigan. He looked the part. But to flip, for the money, then this guy's about his money, and he doesn't really love Michigan. He really loved LSU. And so I miss when the guys really loved the university. They really wanted to go to that university for the university, not for the money. But I don't think we'll ever see those days again. I think those days are fully gone now with the NIL, and a lot of teams here are going to go bankrupt soon if they don't change the salary cap, or they're just going to be a lot of teams that are not paying the players like they said they would, which that happens a lot too. You have teams get offering all this money, guaranteeing all this money, and then they can't pay it. So something has to happen. I don't, as a fan of the sport, I just want to see the sport go in the right direction and have, guys show school spirit. I really miss school spirit. I really miss, playing for the love of the game, playing for the name on your back of your jersey, not playing for your NIL deal. I think we can't call these guys student athletes anymore. They're basically employees of the university because they're making millions of dollars. And we haven't heard or seen one player get suspended for grades in how long? So grades and all that don't matter no more. That's been not a thing. I don't even know why they make them do that. Make it like a work study where they just come here to work, use the facilities. They come here to work, like to go to the NFL, because they're making so much money that what degree job are you going to get that's making more than most of these players? Like, there's not many jobs that can make more than what these kids are making. So if anything, teach them, make them take classes on finance, but then let them focus on football. Because when you're paying guys millions of dollars, if I'm paying that kid $3 million a year, I want him to eat, sleep, breathe football. I don't want him thinking about nothing else, only football. So that's all. I don't need him to think about school. I don't need him think about classes. I wouldn't even particularly want him on campus because, there's a lot of stuff that could happen to him being on campus and all that. I'd want him taking online classes or whatever to have him focus fully on football and us winning a championship. But, all right, guys, let me know if you think $12 million is too much to pay the high school number one quarterback that we've never seen take a snap yet. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'm out.